responsibility keeping you stuck? And is it stopping you from progressing in your life as a leader, as a business owner, or in your career? Hi, I'm Sandra Inman, and if you are new to this channel and you want to step into your power, clear away self-doubt and low self-esteem, hit the subscribe button below so that you don't miss anything. In this video, we're going to do some tapping on releasing some of the layers that are keeping you stuck with stepping into your power, and that is responsibility. Often the very reason that we can't step into our power, and I've had this happen to me, this has been one of my big tapping points, is because of the fear of responsibility. Because responsibility means that you are responsible. It means you're responsible for the decisions you make, you're responsible for the actions you make, and you can't blame other people. And let's face it, in these current times, we love blaming other people for our problems. We like suing other people and blaming them for things that happen to us. We like to be the victim, and we like to blame other people for reasons, all the many reasons as to why things aren't working out in our life. When essentially, from an energetic point of view, it is most times to do with us and our fears and what we're bringing to us energetically. So, responsibility means taking responsibility, taking ownership, and putting yourself at risk, making yourself vulnerable to attack, essentially. Because when we put ourselves in a position of responsibility, there's always the fear that somebody, somewhere is going to get upset, or maybe will do something, make a mistake, and somebody's going to get hurt, and then they're going to retaliate in some way. We're going to get harmed in some way. We have to take the full brunt of something in some way. And on a really crazy level, it's actually the fear of being killed. It's the fear of annihilation, the fear of being harmed, quite seriously. That could be financial harm, physical harm, emotional harm, harm to your status, and those things are real fears. And if in your childhood you grew up in a family that was quite oppressed financially or oppressed socially, then you may very well have that fear of responsibility, because it's actually been the responsibility, or the confidence in yourself has been oppressed. So let's do some tapping on the fear of responsibility. So karate chop point. Even though I fear responsibility, I'm okay. Even though I'm scared of taking responsibility, of standing in my power and taking responsibility, I love, honor, and accept myself anyway. Even though I am so scared of taking responsibility because I fear somebody's going to harm me, I love, honor, and accept myself. So between the eyebrows, this feeling of fear, this feeling of fear, this feeling of fear. Taking responsibility. Making myself vulnerable. Having to take the blame if something goes wrong. That scares me. Bad things might happen. My livelihood could be threatened. My status could be threatened. My job could be threatened. My business could be threatened. My family could be threatened. Taking responsibility is a big responsibility. And I don't want to be responsible for being responsible. The fear of being responsible. that feeling of fear. That feeling of fear. The fear of being responsible. That fear of being responsible. It's a feeling of fear. Something about it is just not safe. But I really want to step up. I really want to do this thing. I have all of these things that I want to do. All of these ideas that I want to bring into the world. But I'm so afraid of stepping into that responsibility. Being vulnerable to criticism. Being vulnerable to judgment. And as crazy as it sounds, there's even this fear that I might be killed. That my very life could be threatened. No wonder I don't want to take responsibility. No wonder I don't want to step into responsibility. I'm afraid of the negative consequences. I don't know where I've learned this. Maybe I've seen what happens to people in positions of responsibility. How they're treated sometimes. They're often the ones that have to take the blame. Even if they're not really responsible. They have to wear it. Probably because other people aren't taking responsibility. It's just so much easier to blame other people. It's so much easier just to remain the helpless victim. So much easier not to take responsibility. So much easier just to remain a helpless victim. Sit back and complain about why I can't be a leader. Blame everything and everyone except myself. So today I'm taking responsibility. By taking responsibility for the fear of having responsibility, taking responsibility for my fear of responsibility, and all of the ways this keeps me stuck. I honour how I feel. I honour where I am. And even if it takes me all day, I'll keep tapping on this. It's time to let it go. It's time to say that maybe it's safe to let this go. That maybe it's safe to take responsibility. Maybe it's safe to take responsibility. And taking a deep breath and letting it out. So that's a start on working on the fear of responsibility. Now, while you're tapping, you may come up with all sorts of reasons as to why it's not safe being responsible, because of people that you know in your life who've been in positions of responsibility or taken responsibility for something and something bad has happened to them. And there is evidence, of course, in all of our lives where that does happen. But tapping through it, you'll also find that there's other things that are coming up, other fears about other things, like the fear of loss, which is another big fear associated with the fear of responsibility and being vulnerable, and tapping on those things as they come up. It's really important to tap on the negative for as long as you need to bring the emotion down to at least under a 5 on the scale of 0 to 10. 10 being really, really intense feeling and 0 being nothing at all. It's really important to bring the negativity down to around about a 4 before you start trying to reprogram yourself with the positive, because you've got to see the dirt before you can clean it away, and that's really important. I know that in our positive mindset culture at the moment, it's all about thinking positive, high vibration and all of that stuff, that people are very afraid of how we do in EFT, tap on the negative first. But hey, look, we live in a polarity, not a duality. And you have to go from the negative to the positive. You can't just jump straight into the positive and think that the subconscious is going to buy it, because it won't. So keep tapping on the fear of responsibility and anything that comes up for you. If you are really serious about wanting to step into your power and you're struggling with doing the tapping on your own, you can click on the link below this video, where I have a 30-minute free clarity session where we can talk about what your goals are, what's keeping you stuck, and then I can help you decide how you want to move forward. So take advantage of that. The link is in the description field below this video. Otherwise, if you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends, don't forget to comment, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.